Hey guys, welcome to Dream Coin, where you show how to invest for a better tomorrow. My name's Tyler, and today we're going to be going over what happened with Sesen Bio, why they tanked so hard from $6 to under $1, and where the outlook of the stock is going to be looking into the future. For anybody that's not familiar with Sesen Bio, we're going to do a quick deep dive into what they actually do, but they are a company that's dealing in treatments, specifically more with bladder cancer and other forms of cancer, primarily through their treatment titled Vicinium. The significance of Vicinium being used for bladder cancer primarily, and the reason why they were seeking FDA approval for it, is that they viewed their data very positively in the outcomes. And if the primary treatment that's been given to bladder cancer patients isn't effective in its current form, then usually it leads to the removal of the full bladder of the patient, which comes into a lot more issues for the patient in the long term, which is where Vicinium would come in and try to replace that, so that could avoid that happening. They came to the conclusion that Vicinium could be effective potentially down the road with other forms of cancer from during their trials when they were given the injection of Vicinium to patients. The treatment showed that the tumor that was targeted with the injections was not the only one that was reacting to the treatment, and actually a lot of the other non-injected tumors were reacting to the treatment positively as well. The case for this and why it was getting so much hype for FDA approval came from the fact that this is the sixth most common cancer. When you look at the fact that you would have to get your entire bladder removed if not treated effectively, and also have other side effects that would come off of failed attempts at treating cancer properly, we could see a scenario where a lot of patients just are not having a very good quality of life, both pre and post treatment with traditional methods as of now. Unfortunately for Sesen Bio and patients that were looking for this treatment, they got a CRL from the FDA, which basically means the FDA wants more data from them to show that what they have as of now is actually viable for people seeking treatment. Usually the FDA is very concerned with the potential for side effects and if the risks outweigh the benefits when they're analyzing what something could be. And so when we bring these into account, that's probably what weighed heavily on the FDA decision to reject the approval of this treatment as of now. So as with any major FDA decision that comes in to the middle of the market day, the stock was suspended from trading as they went into their decision. It was trading roughly around $6 at the time. The news of the CRL was given before the stock was unsuspended, and it dropped it all the way down to 77 cents at a low before making a nasty kind of rebound coming into the close of market today. It got halted on the way back up about 3 different times before they ended up just leaving it halted until market close, and it's been trading sideways essentially around this support of roughly 170 going into the first 15 minutes or so of after hours. We saw a lot of huge price action coming in with the stock rebound from this 77 cent area back up to where it peaked around just over $2. And a lot of those buy walls coming in were roughly 200 to 300,000 at different price levels, which makes me think there's a large interest in the stock still and some possibly strong belief in the company long term, even though they didn't get the outcome that they were looking for right now. As you can see here on my chart, I've got some support levels and resistance that will pair up to the long term of the stock, but right now I think 220 is going to be a very significant resistance level to watch. If it can break 220 going into trading on Monday, August 16th, we could be seeing a nice new support around 220, and this could be a possible area that would be a little safer to start a position if you're not trying to deal with volatility. On the counter to that, for the downside, I am seeing, like I said, a support right here around 170 and a low down to as far as 66 cents. If we look back on a 12-month period for the stock, 66 cents was a very significant support for a large period of time, and it rode between this channel of 66 cents and $1.70, and you can see this relevant as of previous resistance and previous support during different stuff for this. The 220 area was actually a support during 4 different different times, and this was all within the last like 6 months, where we had February, March, April, and May all touching that 220 support area. And then the stock obviously was running up in anticipation of the FDA decision, which is why it was as high as $6. Give that with some analyst price targets that were decently high for this. I think some of them were about like $7. This obviously was looking close to a very large run up on the stock, and unfortunately anybody that bought up here, they're kind of screwed for the time being, for lack of a better term. If they can retain this area, I do see them being able to possibly stay between this 170 and 220 channel or consolidation. I would be hard pressed to think they fall all the way back down here, with the fact that this is the lowest they've been in literally 12 months, and the fact that they rebounded essentially within about 15 to 20 minutes of trading once they hit that low. And so it really just depends on how the market's going to react to this coming into Monday. I can't really give any price predictions for you right now, but like I said, 220 is going to be a very significant level to watch. If it can break that, we could see some upward movement, or it can start redoing some of these cycles where we could possibly see 350 and 4 over time again, just as long-term trading, and 220 would be the new floor again. Whereas if we do revisit this downside, we could be seeing a further fallout for the bottom of the stock for the time being. I hope that gave you a nice breakdown on the reason for why Sesen Bio ended up tanking in their stock price, and also what key levels you need to be looking at going into the future. If you want to take advantage of the after hours price trading and everything, make sure you get on a platform like Webull. Webull is one of my favorite platforms, and if you use my referral code that I have pinned in the comments, you will be able to get 2 free stocks on sign up if you use that link. I highly recommend trying to get on a platform that lets you take advantage of pre-market and after hours trading, because situations like this, where it's now dipped under that $2 area again and it was halted all the way to close, could possibly set you up for better situations going into Monday if you're trying to trade these high volatility stocks. Other than that, that's going to do it for me in this video today, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.